run-of-the-mill English comprehensive, so that wasn't a Catholic school, that was just, there wasn't much emphasis put on religion or anything like that. So.
And where were you at that stage? Did you have much religious background? Were you interested in any way at that stage, going through school, secondary school?
Well, when you grow up in a Catholic school in England, it's kind of different.
Right.
So, like I said, state comprehensive, it's like there's no emphasis on religion. So, with a Catholic school, it's like, you're different. So I was aware of God, but that was it.
That was it, yeah. So you had an awareness, a background of God, but that was it. Now, you obviously didn't stay in England.
No.
How come you're in Ireland? How come you're here?
Well, like I said, my mother's Irish, Dublin born and bred from the Liberties. So, she moved back to Ireland some time ago. So, school holidays were spent in Ireland, which I've forgiven her for. And but it was like a second home. But I moved here in the 90s, around 93, and initially for a year. You can see how that panned out. That was 20 years ago. So that's how it came.
So you've been here now for 20 odd years.
Yeah,
now, something has obviously happened, and you've heard about the good news about Jesus, and how and who did you hear really the good news about Jesus from?
Well, my mother's a Christian, so she was at me, so that's pretty nice. So yeah, so she used to, she told me about Jesus, and like I said, that she was a Christian, say late 80s, early 90s. So since I was here, she would have told me, and I would have heard. And
yeah. So really, then in your 20s, from your mum, you heard about Jesus. What did you come to understand about Jesus, really?
Well, initially, like I said, because I went to a Catholic school, I knew about God, and I knew all about the cross, but to me it was just like a symbol. It didn't really mean anything. And then one day, at my mother's, she had a few Christian friends around. I can't pinpoint what was said, but it just suddenly dawned on me that it was a bit more than a symbol. I kind of appreciate what Jesus went through when he went to the cross. And when you begin to understand that, it's like it just blows you away. Like it's just, you begin to realise and appreciate what he went through.
So you understood that really that Jesus had come to die on the cross for our sins and took the punishment for us.
Yeah. Like so it became more than a symbol.
This was more than a symbol. The cross actually meant something. You realised what was achieved by Jesus on the cross. Did that make a difference in your life back then?
I would like to say yes, but it didn't.
Right.
I understood it, but and like I say, it did blow you away, but I didn't really do anything about it. I was too interested in enjoying myself. Yeah. And my wildest kids in the room, so I'll leave it at that.
So you understood the facts, but it didn't really affect or change your life. At that point, you wish you had followed. You say what? Without, maybe you don't need to go into, but what direction did your life then take for the next number of years?
Well, I knew it, but I didn't listen. I just carried on my own way, did my own thing. I say I could write own conclusions from that, but I didn't listen.
And so that's interesting. We can hear and understand the facts, but not really apply it to ourselves and go, what does this really mean to me? Now, you told me before something happened maybe about 8 years ago.
I had a bit of a jolt. I panicked. So I already knew about Jesus. I knew the good news. So I I reached out, and for a short period of time, about 4 or 5 months, you know, I was serious, but then again I just kind of slipped away again, and went back to party lifestyle. But then, yeah, that kind of brings me to around this time last year, and I've had my battles with depression, and to cut a long story short, I hit rock bottom, and one night I just I'd like to think it was kind of that I thought this through, and I kind of made a decision, but I didn't. One night I just fell to my knees, and prayed, and from that day on, I had a fight and a spirit. Anybody that knows me would know that they might call it lazy, I call it laid back, energetically challenged. But I totally given up hope, and like 2 days I didn't even get off the couch, like I was really in a bad way. But from that day on, I just had a spirit and a fight and a hope, which had just long gone, really had long gone.
Yeah, you told me basically that night, you had the background knowledge that God was there and of what Jesus had done for me, but you described it in a great way to me. It was more a case of, on that night, God reached down almost and grabbed you, as it were.
Well, that's what happened. Like I like to say, I made a choice. I had the sense to make a choice, but you know, he did. He reached down, grabbed me, and I'm here today.
And now, praise the Lord. And now you want to live for Jesus, understanding what He has done for you. Tell me, what impact, what change has this made on your life?
Well, like I said, the one key word is hope. I totally lost it. I didn't have any. I was just ready to go with the ghost. But now I have hope, and I have it in spades, and joy as well. And I'm loving it. I just, you know, it's sometimes you just can't put it into words. Sometimes you just have to accept it. But that's what it is.
That's great. Anything else you want to add about why is it great to be a follower of Jesus?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's right. You know, like I said, I've had a huge life change, and it's fantastic. It's brilliant. But first and foremost, it is the right thing to do. I mean, I was lost in every way possible. It was just.
Thank you very much, Jason. You can take a seat.